Hello and welcome to Global Table Talk, the podcast where we uncover the unspoken customs, rich traditions, and unique quirks that shape how people live and interact around the world. I'm your host, and today we're diving into a fascinating topic that touches all of us, dining etiquette. Now, let me ask you, have you ever found yourself in another country, sitting down for a meal, and suddenly wondering, wait, am I doing this right? It turns out, eating isn't just about food, it's a cultural experience, complete with hidden rules and signals that can say a lot about who you are and how much you respect the local customs. From how to hold your fork to who picks up the bill, dining customs differ in surprising and sometimes delightful ways. Today, we're uncovering dining do's and don'ts across the globe, so the next time you sit at a table abroad, you'll feel confident, respectful, and maybe even impress the locals. Let's start with the basics, table manners. You might think good manners mean the same thing everywhere, but think again. In France, dining is practically a ritual. Keep both hands on the table, but never your elbows. Hands in your lap may raise eyebrows. It suggests you're hiding something. Meals here are elegant and unhurried. Cutting your salad with a knife, or using your bread to push food onto your fork, is common practice, so don't be shy. In Italy, food is taken seriously, especially when it comes to traditional dishes. Asking for parmesan on seafood pasta, for instance, is considered an insult to the chef. You might even be politely refused. Italians also tend to keep meals as a social occasion, so expect long dinners with passionate conversation. In Ethiopia, forget about cutlery. Meals are shared from a communal plate using injera, a soft, spongy flatbread. People even feed one another with their hands, a gesture of affection and respect. Just remember, only use your right hand while eating. Let's move on to how we actually eat. Not all tools are created equal when it comes to dining. Whether it's chopsticks, forks, or simply your hands, the way you handle your utensils, or don't, can speak volumes about respect and tradition. Japan and China. Chopsticks are the go-to tools, but there are rules. In Japan, never stick your chopsticks upright in a bowl of rice. It resembles a funeral ritual. Don't pass food from chopsticks to chopsticks either. That mimics the passing of bones at cremations. Resting chopsticks across your bowl? Also considered rude. Instead, use a chopstick holder. In India, eating with your right hand is the norm, especially during traditional meals. The left hand is considered unclean. The same applies in many Middle Eastern cultures. Washing hands before and after the meal is expected. United States and Europe. Ever notice the difference in how Americans and Europeans hold their utensils? Americans often use the zigzag method, cutting with the knife in the right hand, then switching the fork to the right to eat. Europeans, however, use the continental style, fork in the left, knife in the right throughout. It may be subtle, but it stands out. In Thailand, forks are used only to push food onto a spoon. Eating directly from a fork is seen as improper, and chopsticks are typically reserved for noodle dishes. Now, let's talk about something that surprises many travelers: noise at the table. In some countries, slurping, sipping, even loud munching might be perfectly polite, or even encouraged, while in others, it's a definite no-no. In Japan, slurping your noodles is a compliment to the chef. It shows appreciation and enhances the flavor. The louder, the better. This practice is especially common with dishes like ramen and soba. It's believed that slurping also helps cool down hot noodles, while intensifying the aroma. Visitors may feel self-conscious at first, but locals truly appreciate it. Interestingly, this doesn't apply to rice, no slurping allowed there. In parts of China, a polite burp at the end of a meal is sometimes seen as a sign of satisfaction. It shows the host that the guest enjoyed the meal and is full. However, this custom is more common in rural or traditional settings. In modern or urban areas, people tend to follow more Western-style manners. So, while a burp may be welcomed in one place, it might be inappropriate in another. It's always wise to observe those around you. Similarly, in some Middle Eastern settings, audible signs of enjoyment are accepted. This includes making appreciative sounds or expressing delight vocally during the meal. Hospitality is central to the culture, and showing that you enjoy the food is a way of honoring the host. That said, customs vary by country and even by household. In formal gatherings, silence may be more expected. A respectful balance is key. In stark contrast, table noises are frowned upon in the UK and France. Slurping, burping, or chewing noisily is considered impolite, especially in formal settings. Silence is golden here. In France, elegant dining is part of the culture, and restraint at the table is admired. Chewing with your mouth closed and not making any noise shows refinement. Similarly, in the UK, people are taught from a young age to eat quietly and use cutlery properly. These societies value discretion and self-control. Raising a glass isn't as simple as it sounds. Around the world, the way you toast, what you say, how you hold your drink, even where you look, carries meaning. A small slip here could turn a friendly gesture into a social misstep. When toasting in Germany, always make eye contact and say Prost. It's believed that failing to do so brings 7 years of bad luck in love. Yes, they take it that seriously. Toasts are frequent and often heartfelt, especially at festivals like Oktoberfest. Everyone joins in, and the atmosphere is lively and communal. Always hold your glass by the stem or base, not the rim. And remember to take a sip after the toast. Not drinking is seen as bad form. In Hungary, clinking beer glasses is frowned upon. The reason? In 1848, Austrian generals celebrated Hungary's defeat with loud toasts. Out of respect for history, locals avoid this gesture. While wine and other drinks may be clinked, beer remains sensitive. Younger generations may be more relaxed, but the older population still upholds the tradition. When in doubt, simply raise your glass without making a sound. It shows cultural awareness. In Japan, toasting begins with kanpai. But be careful, don't drink until everyone has raised their glass. It's customary to wait for the host to initiate. Hierarchy matters here. It's polite to pour drinks for others, especially those senior to you. You should never pour your own drink. Hold your glass with both hands when someone offers to pour for you. And after the toast, take a small sip. Chugging is considered impolite. In Russia, vodka is drunk pure, and toasts are formal. Every drink must follow a toast, and it's polite to finish your glass. Also, don't pour your own drink. Let someone else do it. Toasts often carry deep meaning and may honor family, friends, or important occasions. The first toast usually goes to health or peace. Eye contact is expected, and drinking without a toast is considered disrespectful. If you're the guest, be prepared to give a toast too. In Brazil, a common toast is sword. To your health. Expect a casual vibe, but always raise your glass and smile. Toasts are more spontaneous and social, often accompanied by music or laughter. It's polite to acknowledge everyone around the table with a small nod or smile. Clinking glasses may not happen with every toast, but showing enthusiasm is important. Whether you're sipping beer or caipirinha, join the spirit of celebration. And what about the end of the meal? Who pays the bill? In some places, splitting the cost is normal, while in others, insisting on paying is almost a matter of honor. Understanding this can save you from an awkward moment or a misunderstanding. In China, the host usually pays the bill. Guests often insist, but it's largely symbolic. A polite argument may ensue, but the host typically wins. Some go so far as to secretly pay in advance. Offering to pay is seen as courteous, but pressing too hard can be awkward. Among friends or business partners, treating others is a sign of status and generosity. It's also common to rotate turns paying if the group meets regularly. South Korea. The oldest person or the one who extended the invitation usually pays. Refusing their generosity can be seen as impolite. Age and hierarchy are crucial in South Korean society. Even among friends, younger people rarely insist on paying. If someone senior pays, the younger person may show appreciation by covering coffee or dessert later. Expressing gratitude is just as important as the payment itself. Germany and the Netherlands. Going Dutch originates here. Splitting the bill is standard, even among couples or close friends. It's practical and expected. In Germany, people may calculate their individual share to the exact cent. Tipping is modest, usually around 5 to 10% and often done by rounding up. This habit reflects the cultural value of fairness and independence. Offering to cover the full bill might even surprise your companions. United States. Americans often split the bill, especially among friends. Tipping is expected, 15 to 20% in restaurants. Not tipping is viewed as rude and disrespectful. The check may be divided evenly, or each person pays for what they ordered. At business meals, the person who extended the invite typically pays. Credit cards are commonly used, and servers may ask how the group wants to split the bill. Declining to tip could lead to awkwardness or complaints. In Argentina, men often insist on paying, but norms are changing. Among friends, splitting evenly is increasingly common, especially among younger people. In formal settings, whoever initiates the gathering usually pays. Tipping is modest, around 10%, and expected in most restaurants. Generosity is appreciated, but excessive displays of wealth may be frowned upon. It's about being gracious, not boastful. Finally, let's explore some of the more unusual or unexpected dining rules you might encounter. These little details may seem small, but getting them wrong can accidentally offend your hosts or earn you extra points for cultural savvy. Portugal. Never ask for salt and pepper if they are not already on the table. It's considered a direct insult to the chef's cooking. Portuguese cuisine is prepared with care, and seasoning is seen as part of the artistry. Making a request implies the dish is incomplete. Instead, taste first and compliment the chef if you enjoy it. Dining etiquette here is formal, especially in traditional restaurants. Respect for culinary traditions is expected. Chile. Even pizza and burgers are eaten with utensils in Chile. Eating with your hands is generally frowned upon. Table manners reflect European influence, with an emphasis on cleanliness and refinement. Always keep your hands visible, resting at the sides of the plate. Avoid talking with your mouth full or chewing loudly. Sharing food is common among close friends, but respect for personal space at the table is also important. South Korea. Don't start eating until the eldest person at the table begins. It's a sign of respect. Meals are often communal, with dishes placed in the center for sharing. Never lift your rice bowl off the table. That's a Japanese custom, not Korean. It's polite to wait before pouring drinks for yourself, especially if someone senior is present. Expressing gratitude with a small bow or a kind word is appreciated. Morocco. Meals are often eaten from a shared dish. Use your right hand and eat only from your designated section of the plate. Traditionally, Moroccans sit on cushions and use bread to scoop food. Hygiene and respect are vital. Don't touch other areas of the dish. Guests are often offered the best portions, like meat or eggs. Refusing food can be impolite, so even a small taste is recommended. Philippines. Burping isn't polite, but making a small noise to call the waiter? Totally acceptable. Some even make a kissing sound to get attention. While it might seem unusual to outsiders, it's part of the local service culture. Filipinos are known for their warm hospitality and informality. Meals are lively and often involve sharing. It's also common to say "Kain tayo," let's eat, as a friendly invitation. Egypt. Finishing all the food on your plate might signal that you're still hungry. Leaving a little behind can indicate you're satisfied. Hosts are known to be very generous and may offer more food repeatedly. Complimenting the cook is highly appreciated. Meals are often eaten family style, and refusing a second helping might require a polite explanation. Eating with the right hand is also expected in traditional households. So, the next time you sit down to a meal abroad, remember, you're not just eating. You're stepping into a story shaped by generations of tradition. Whether it's clinking glasses the right way in Germany, slurping noodles in Japan, or waiting for the elders to begin in South Korea, these customs connect us in meaningful ways. Respecting dining etiquette isn't about just following rules. It's about showing care, curiosity, and cultural intelligence. When we eat the way locals do, we don't just fill our stomachs, we nourish mutual understanding. Thanks for joining me today on Global Table Talk. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow the show and share it with your fellow culture lovers. Have a story about a surprising dining custom you've experienced? I'd love to hear it. Leave a comment. Until next time, eat well and eat respectfully.